World of WoW, episode 49, recorded on November 1st, 2009.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I'm Wes Wilson.
I'm Eric Fullerton.
I'm Ash Williams.
And this is the World of WoW.
It's very exciting.
Should we have named our war podcast the World of WoW?
Yes.
No.
Like wah wah.
Probably would have gotten more hits, people thinking it's a new WoW podcast.
Yeah, I've still thought about what we should rename this if we do rename it.
The one, yeah.
Were we talking about that? Hey, if anybody has any clever ideas on what a new WoW show should be called.
How about the instance with an E instead of an A?
Yeah, that's great. I don't know. Let's get on into this thing. Episode 49 right here, November 1st. Today we set our times back, our clocks back. Today is also the first day of the new WoW world event
Holiday,
thing, which is Day of the Dead.
And you know, it really made me mad because I was working on a haunted house all this week, and all I needed to do was go run some Headless Horsemen. But the only time I could do it was like 11:30 at night after I got back from working on the haunt. And every time I would come back and I'd be like, maybe there'll be somebody there. And then finally, I'm just walking around Ironforge and somebody I see need DPS, need 2 DPS for HH. And I'm like, need DPS, I'm in. And he goes, okay. And then I'm all flying over there and everything. And then all of a sudden I looked to a different screen and I came back and there was a message. And it said, I hate to be a douche, but there's a guildie that wants to go. You have been removed from the group.
Oh, that sucks.
Wow.
You know what that really means? That means there was a warlock that wanted to go.
Yeah.
They did a gear check.
So what do we have in store today?
Well, we're going to talk just a little bit. It's going to be a pretty quick episode, I think. We're going to talk a little bit about the Day of the Dead, and then maybe, since we have a big patch coming out soon, I thought maybe we could talk about how people get ready for or stop playing for when a big patch is coming.
Okay.
Doesn't that sound interesting?
Woo!
I am intrigued with what you have to say here.
I don't really have anything to say. I was hoping y'all would come up with something just from that.
You know.
How about our weeks in WoW? Since Wes already started, you want to continue?
Sure. I mostly just did. I wanted to do your timer thing.
Yeah, the kitchen timer.
The kitchen timer. But I mean, most of the time that I was worried about was while I was at work. So I thought about it, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I'm only logging on once an hour for like 15 seconds to click one thing, that's not bad, right? I mean, that's the whole day long. That's maybe one cigarette break. And everybody I work with smokes. So, really, all in all, it's not that bad. So I go to install Warcraft on the work computer, right?
Ooh.
Well, no, I mean, I'm pretty much the only person that sits at it. So I take all my discs and I put in number 1, and I go to install, and I step away from the computer, and I come back and people are sitting at it. And it's one of those things where it's just like, oh, man.
Did you come up and go, who's installing World of WoW on the computer?
But, it takes like 6 hours
I know.
to
Well, that's
install.
just it. And I got 3 discs. So, and it had already been installing for like an hour and something. It's not a great computer.
Yeah.
So, and actually the funny thing was I talked about it on Facebook, and the woman who had the job before me said, hey, I had it on there for a while. So I was like, okay. So anyway. So I'm there, and what they're doing is trying to get the owner's iPhone updated with SMS picture messaging, right? So they're trying to figure all this stuff out, and then the guy who's helping her is just kind of leaning over her shoulder, and he goes, I don't know what this is doing. Then he just starts clicking on stuff, and then the installing box comes up, and he goes, cancel. And I was like, no! You just lost an hour and a half. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, man, sorry. What was that? I'm like, you just killed my World of Warcraft installation. So I do it again, right? And then I go to install the second disc, and it goes, you only have 1.5 gigs free. You need 4.5. I'm like, what? And I look, and it's only a 35 gig hard drive. I'm like, oh, man, there's no way I can put full WoW on here. Anyway.
Wow.
Run it from a external drive if you have one.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do on the laptop all the time. Is just had all my games on the external drive.
It's a little slow, though,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No,
So-
it's my laptop now is pretty crappy comparatively, so it's the limiting factor over speed of the programs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, how big's a WoW installation?
30 gigs, I think.
45,
45?
55, 75, 105. I don't know.
But
It's something.
I was wondering if I could put it on my little 8 gig memory stick, but no, that's a big no.
No. You might be able to put
So
champions on
Wes,
there.
Wes, your coworkers basically got to experience what happens when a crackhead is denied a hit.
No, because it wasn't like I wanted to play at work. I just wanted to do, I was worried because we still needed a couple of wands. We needed to get a couple of, and I was like, oh, well, it would also be cool to get all the masks.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I have like 3 masks. I'm like, meh.
Yeah, I still need to get 10 masks. Crazy.
Yeah, me too.
So, did I tell you about the Sinister Squashling last week? Did I mention that story? That I got it on my alt as opposed to my main?
No.
Yeah, so like I was logging on as my alt to trick or treat additionally to try to get more wands to morph my wife into the thing she needed to be turned into.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wanding your wife?
Yes.
Oh.
She likes it when I wander. Anyway, she gets an achievement. If I wander 8 times in 8 different ways, she anyway. So
I don't know where that was going.
so if I logged on as my alt to try to get another wand, and I trick or treated up a Sinister Squashling on my alt. I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. You never got one with your main?
No. Well, I was never able to do a Headless Horseman. No,
There's always next year.
And last year I tried to get sick off the tricky treats, and I couldn't do that either.
What?
I had like bunches of tricky treats. I just ate them all. Nothing happened.
Are you sure they were the right ones? The one that speeds you up?
The green or the pumpkins, right?
They were the ones that you got from the Headless Horseman. I ran the Headless Horseman
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but no.
Were there achievements last year at that point?
Yes.
Oh, then it must have been
Because
2
Brewfest was the first. No. Yeah, Brewfest was the first chance you had to complete all the achievements to get the Proto Drake this year.
Oh, the whole year cycle.
Yeah, so they had to have had Halloween achievements.
But I didn't get a Hallowed Helm last year. And I didn't get a Sinister Squashing last year, but I did kill the Headless Horseman. Some other stuff. My wife and I found ourselves today with both the kids asleep at the same time, and we were both awake and on the computer, and there were people in our guild online. And one of them said, "Does anyone want to run the heroic daily with me?" And we went, "Yes, we would like to run the heroic daily with you. We would love to do it." Exactly. And
angels came down and sang.
Yes. And he said, and I even said, "We're geared terribly and we've never run any instance other than Nexus, but we would like to go with you and do this thing." And he said, "Okay." And we went and we ran Utgard Keep, and it wasn't that bad. Our healer and our tank were both, really well geared out, and that one's mostly tank and spanky kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So it really wasn't a big deal. And then we got to the end, and it was dropping all kinds of agility stuff all through. And we got to the end, and we knew there was this really good caster ring, purple caster ring that dropped off the last guy in there. And sure enough, purple caster ring drops, blue pants drop, frozen orb drops. My wife and I roll on all 3 of them. Everybody else opts out. We need them. Both me and my wife. She got all 3. All 3 of them she won.
Nice.
So that loot whore.
That was payment. That was payment for putting up with me being not home most of this week while I built a haunted house.
Oh, she was laughing about that, I bet.
Actually, no, she was pretty miserable all week long, and she handled it like a champ. She really did. My wife is really good at things that would make normal spouses resentful and angry, and she smiles and says, "I love you. Go have fun."
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Keep her.
I hope you gave her a good wanding after to make up.
Hey-o.
So anyway, that was most of my week. There was probably a couple of. I've been running dailies still. I've got 3 days worth of Kalawak, and I'm almost revered with Wormguard, Wormristocord, and it was also cool getting rep for killing the guys in Utgard Keep.
We're in the tabard.
No, just being, because we're just friendly, but we were getting 15, like 5, 15, and 25 for killing the various guys in there, and that was pretty cool. So anyway, that was my week.
Sweet.
Fun.
I want to go.
You go.
You go, girlfriend.
This week I killed Van Cleef.
Really?
I soloed him with my 78 warrior. I just hit 78 this week. I was just doing some explorations down in Westfall, and I was like, Van Cleef's over there. I'll go kick him real quick.
My wife and I are actually, I think we're going to try to get all the classic Dungeoneer stuff. I think we're going to team up and try to go and basically do all the dungeons.
They're fun. I mean, why not?
And plus, I mean, your aggro range is microscopic.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just kind of walk through to the end and kill the guy at the end, right?
I recommend taking your weapons off and just working on your unarmed skill. Because I got mine really high. Just walking through the dungeon, smacking people in the face. And let's see, what else did I do? I got the Hallowed title. The only thing I needed to do this year, was to get the Sinister Squashling. Everything else was complete except masks, of course. But, that one you don't need it anymore to get the... And you told me that last week. I didn't even know. So I got my title. I'm Sindok the Hallowed.
Sweet. And there were people in the chat saying that, that the achievements didn't come out till Wrath, but actually they came out in a patch before. Because a lot of people were running around getting a lot of stuff in the old world achievement-wise before.
Yes.
Okay.
The actual expansion.
Right.
But anyway, sorry.
Also, I killed Headless... Oh, okay. This is how I got it. Was I did a run with you, Brent, and a bunch of other guildies.
Oh, that was me.
And Sabrina. Oh, and you. Yeah, that's right. We did the Headless Horseman, and he dropped the sword and the DPS ring, so I got both of those. Yeah. I'm only 78, so I have 2 more levels before I can use them. Looking at the stats, I mean, they're pretty good as far as... I mean, they look like they would be decent gear for just... a dude that just turned 80 doing 5-man kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But since I'm a weaponsmith, I probably won't have that sword for very long. I'd probably make my own. But whatever, it's cool. Get some purples in there. Also, I did some awesome epic quests over in what is it called? Zul'Drak? Yeah, man, you can ride that huge storm giant.
Yeah,
that is the best quest ever.
Yep.
That entire zone is epic. It's like it's segregated, so you do this, and then you move up to another camp, and then you do this, and then there's a daily that you do where you do 4 quests real quick.
Yeah, there's an add-on that helps with that one.
I got that because I was like, oh my god, this sucks. It's a memorization game where he calls off an ingredient, and you have to run to a shelf and get the certain ingredient. There's not one shelf. There's 6 shelves. Or no, there's 6 cases with 4 shells each, with about 4 items per shelf, and it's like, so already we're talking. I'm really crappy at math, but maybe over 50 or 60 items. So I went and cheated and, got the add-on. It's simple now.
But, I mean, it's really not that hard.
It is.
It's a pain.
I mean, it's a pain.
I did it first time I ever tried it.
Really?
Yeah.
I hated that entire zone.
Now, one thing...
You did?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
I thought it was really cool. It's different, too. It's not like outdoor, snow or... it's like the whole place is like a big temple. And
I love it. I think
it's
really cool. It's got that neat blend of unique environment with some of the classic style models.
Yeah, and to me, this is when the quest really picked up and started to be actually interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like in the past, we talked about that. I just didn't really find the quests in Wrath that interesting. But here, when you start on the quest where you're the bad guy and you go up in the temple and have to do those quests for them and riding on the giant, I thought that's... And later, when you start doing all the stuff for the gods. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of an epic feeling quest zone. Oh, the cat fell off the mic.
Yeah, I felt like I felt like I was actually in the lore, and I was the questing actually was making sense for a change, because for a long time it's just like there's all these quest lines that seem kind of delinked. They don't really you know, like over here you got the dragon heads, the dragon dudes that you know are doing this thing, and then you have over here you have like the lone fisherman guy who lost something and you have to find it, you know, and they're all unlinked. But this zone, everything goes towards this one storyline. It just makes sense. I
Well,
like
there
it a
was,
lot.
I mean, now Dragonblight had a very solid storyline as well. All the Wormrest stuff was tied in pretty good. And then there were some areas on that map that had some stuff that was slightly different, but it felt like it was under the shadow of what was going on the major plot line there. But I do agree that the whole Zuuldrok thing was very solid and, you know, together.
Well, I think the best part of Dragonblight was the gate one.
Yeah.
You know, opening up the what is it called?
Yeah, the
Wrathgate?
Wrathgate,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never done that either.
Oh.
See, and I
Oh,
just
man.
did it recently. When Eric and I did it, that's
You'll like the Storm Peaks stuff too. I'm having fun with that.
Oh, yeah?
Once you get into Storm Peaks, there's a chain there where you start off by, you know, disguising yourself as someone, and then you get in their good side, and then you go and do something for somebody else, and then you get on their good side, and then they get you on other people's good sides, and it's neat.
That was just like when you put on the ghoul costume, you know, and you're doing all this stuff up in the, what are those floating things called? The undead have the
I don't know what they're called, like the Nexramus type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
Also in that zone, I like
Some
that
kind of
one of
temple.
them crashed. You know,
Yeah.
you have to go inside, and all the evil is pouring out.
Spilling out the side.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's very cool. I'm kind of, you see, I'm almost 80, and I need to be out of this zone because brand new quests that I'm getting are turning green because I'm a little too high for this.
Yeah, but
I want to finish it.
Well, the thing is, listen, what I like is when you go and you do the if you hit 80 early and still have lots of quests to do, keep in mind that every quest, once you're at the level cap, gets you more gold.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do all this. I didn't get 80 until right at the beginning of Storm Peaks, I believe.
Okay.
And so
So
now
you might have done the same progression I did.
Yeah.
I did Borean, and then I did Dragonblight, and then I did Grizzly Hills, and now I'm doing Zol. So and by doing I mean complete all the way until I get that achievement that says you're done.
Yeah.
Did
That's
you-
what I do too.
Did y'all get the achievement for the 2 Zuuldrak quest chains?
No.
Like one is cleansing something, like cleansing time or something like that.
I noticed I was missing something and I don't know what it is.
There's one chain where you like talk to trolls by basically getting mojo, and then you do it at like this some fountain, and a troll appears, right?
Yeah.
And there's like 4 places. This is Grizzly Hills. There's like
I
4
still have his
places.
potion. I'm not done with his chain yet, and I don't know. Yeah.
Well, and that's the one I'm stuck on, and he won't give me a quest. Like, I've gone to all his places, and I know I finished most of that chain, but somewhere along the way, I cannot find where I'm stuck on that chain. I went to the beginning quest guy, and just went to each quest past that, and none of them will talk to me. And I found a way to, because most of the time you've got to kill like, 5 or 6 things to gather the mojo in the area to do the fire.
Yeah.
But there's one camp where all you have to do is kill one guy, and you get his mojo, and you can start the fire. Well, if you do that, you can then see the trolls visible at any of the camps. So that's the best way to do it. Instead of like farming, just go kill that guy, start the fire, and then fly to the one you need to talk to. But I don't know. I need help. If anyone has been stuck on this quest and figured out how to get it back, let me know.
Oh man. What progression did you take, Ash?
Oh, I don't even remember. It's let's see. I think I started with Borean and then went to Howling Fjord, and then Dragonblight, and after that,
Wait, so you did the noob zones first?
yeah, I did both of them, and then I after that, did I say Grizzly Hills? Yeah, and then what's the place with what's his face, the hunter guy?
The hunter guy. Oh, Sholazar Basin.
Yeah, I did that, and I think by then I was pretty close to 80.
Okay.
Yeah, I
can't
like
remember at that
Sholazar
point.
too. All the stuff with the Frenzy Heart and the Oracles. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was fun. And plus, it's a nice no think zone because go kill 20 crocodiles. Blah 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 blah. So.
Yeah. That's cool. Let's see. That's really it. Done with the Halloween stuff. Today started the Day of the Dead. I haven't started with that yet. I guess we'll probably
That's
talk
quick.
about the details of that later. But what about you, Brent?
Let's see. This week, I did some of the Halloween stuff. I think I got hallowed last week. I ran and did the Day of the Dead stuff this morning just to see, what it was. And then besides that, ran a few things. I can't really remember anything big that happened over the week, though. So it's just kind of a week trying to find some achievements, and that's about it.
Ash had a big week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a very big week.
It's very exciting. I want to hear
Yeah.
all about it. I want you to go in gruesome detail, too, about how much fail you went through.
Wow, did you get drunk in a instance again?
Worse.
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 I did that too, but so I woke up Monday morning and I was getting ready for work, and the night before I had put on some auctions on the auction house. So I went and I logged in and I was checking, and I realized that my character was not where I left it, and it wasn't wearing pants, and there was nothing in my bags, and I had no gold, and that I had been hacked. And all
Are
my
you
stuff
sure
was
you
gone.
weren't just drunk?
Honestly, that was the first thing I thought when I saw the no pants thing. Like, no kidding. I was like, I did not. There's no way I drank that much last night.
That's what I
don't
thought
drink,
first,
like,
too.
When I'm gonna work, I don't drink the night before. So I was like, no, I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't.
Wow.
So let me ask you this
Send
before
in
you
the
go on. Did
ahead.
you ever figure out if it was a keylogger on your machine or if you just got hacked? Or
No, I haven't found out at all. Blizzard didn't tell me. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. So I didn't go to any sites that are known to have keyloggers. I didn't go to anywhere
have
that
you
I don't
scanned your
normally
machine
go.
though?
Huh?
Like, have you scanned your machine since?
Yeah, and I didn't find anything.
Oh.
Do you use a virus scanner?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, go on with your story. More about it.
So yeah, I opened up a ticket at lunch. I couldn't then. I had to go to work, so I couldn't when I first found out. So I opened up a ticket at lunch and didn't get to eat lunch because it took the whole lunch break, sitting there waiting for the guy, and tried to get StarCraft 2 beta keys from him to make up for my hardship, but it didn't work out.
He's like, wait. You're the one actually causing us hardship here. So
Huh?
go on.
And, so yeah, so I was without, and like I had the 3 pieces of gear all week, all the stuff that can't be sold to vendors. They, I mean, they even deleted my badges or used them for something, probably orbs or something. But my badges were gone. Oh, and when I
Can you
logged
buy
in that
something
morning,
with
I found-
badges that you can transfer?
Yeah.
Oh, did not
What-
know that.
When I logged in that morning, there was 10 stacks of ore that I did not mine, and my Hearthstone was on cooldown. So I think I logged in on these people.
Oh.
Like, I think I logged in as they were doing it.
Right.
And so yeah, let's see. I ran Headless Horseman with no gear with Eric. That's when he got his pet.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I was missing all the time because I had no hit. I was doing like 1,000 damage for a crit. It was really depressing. I had to use
We'll fight for
and-
clothes.
What?
Or we'll try to fight.
Yeah, we'll try to fight for clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
I gotta tell from Ash on G Talk at work. He's like telling me about it, and they went through the whole guild bank too, and,
Yep.
and took everything there and sold it. But go on, Ash.
What was I saying?
You were saying that you failed.
Yeah, I failed, and it was the Headless Horseman thing. I was I had something to say, and then you guys all cut me off like a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, we do that. How long did it take for you to get your stuff back?
I got my stuff back Friday.
So
not
5
bad.
days.
Midday Friday.
Yeah, that's not bad.
What did
No,
you
no,
have to do? Did you have to fill out forms and all this stuff, or call them up on the phone?
No, I opened up a ticket in game, and I told the guy that my account had been compromised, and he just asked a couple of questions like, which characters were affected, blah blah blah, and then he said that they'd get on it, and they did.
So did they check the other server where you have another high level character there? Did they mess with that, or have you even checked? Have you thought to check that guy yet?
I checked that. That was left alone. It was Dawnbringer only.
So they that was like your default server at the time or something, and they just logged in
Right.
with that.
I wonder if
Oh.
as a natural defense, you should create a lot of characters on one server and always log into it last before you log off.
That's not a bad idea.
You know?
That's funny.
Yeah. I think maybe they should make an option where you can turn off that. Like, if I know the server I log in on, turn it off so no one else can see what servers my character's on. So I have to actually, click on that
Seek it out.
server. You
Yeah.
know? And then they would have to
you
go
can
through like
see it,
80
though.
servers.
Well,
But
you
they'd
can
have to
see
go
it,
through all
though.
the servers.
Well, you can see it.
Eric,
You just
he's saying to turn that, just make that.
Like,
Not
where you
even
wouldn't see how
highlighted.
many characters
Oh,
you have
turn
on per
that off.
server. Right.
Oh.
So then you have no clue where their characters are. And you're like, this one? No.
Huh.
But you did something even better than that. What did you do, Ash? On your phone.
I got the authenticator for my iPod, which does work.
Yeah.
It's for the iPhone, but it works over Wi-Fi. So I got it on my iPod and it worked. It's fine.
So after I saw your tweet about you getting ripped off or whatever, I did the same thing, and then I had Sabrina do that as well on our other account. So yeah,
But we're about to institute a policy in the guild that you only get the first tab unless you do have an authenticator. Because we've had to do this, I think, 4 or 5 times in our guild so far in the past 2 years. And it's just like, it's not a huge deal, but it's just like, after a while, what if WoW just says, "Yeah, we're not giving you your stuff back"? This is silly. Every
and plus
person.
it makes you think twice about even putting anything in the guild bank. And if people are afraid of using it, then there's a feature that's just down the tubes.
Yeah, and they just mailed it to the guilder. They mailed everything that was missing from the bank to me. And so
here's my question. I don't understand how this can ever be profitable for anyone. If they have records of all these transactions and they know who got the stuff and they delete the accounts and they delete the items themselves from the chain of trades that go on,
Right. Well, if they make a sale, I guess, and someone already pays them for whatever money, then they don't care if it goes away, right? In the end.
I guess, but I mean, you would think that stuff would get caught. You know what I mean? It's going somewhere and it's costing people accounts.
Yeah.
And let's say you took all my gear off my guy and you were able to sell one piece of gear in a couple of days. How,
Oh, I think it's all money.
You
I
think
think
it's
it's
just
all
gold?
disenchanting anything they can, selling anything they can.
But I mean, how much is like 1,000 gold is like $60 or like $20, isn't it?
I don't know.
For some of these gold sellers. So, my whole point is, how are they able to make enough money to justify the accounts they end up losing because of these trades?
Right. No, I don't know. I don't know if they're using the free accounts or something. I don't know if they have enough access on those free accounts to actually do
No,
anything.
you can't. I mean, they really hobble the free accounts.
Or why not just use the stolen account or another stolen account?
But it's going to someone.
Right.
Okay.
Right, but that final person that it goes to doesn't matter. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
they get rid of all their stuff.
Yeah.
They sell it. Psh, it's gone. They have nothing to lose or gain on that server. They made cash in real world.
Yeah, but my point is that you would kill if every single person who ever bought gold got their account deleted.
But they don't. The people who buy gold don't get their account deleted. They might get the money deleted off of it. But it's kind of like buying cigarettes. It's illegal to sell it. It's not really illegal to buy it. Like, if an underage person goes in and buys cigarettes, they won't get in trouble for buying them. Because it's not illegal to buy it. It's illegal to sell it. And I think it's about the same thing with gold farming. They say, please don't buy. I mean, they had a big thing on the front page, please don't buy because of this and this and this.
Yeah.
But I don't recall anyone ever saying I got banned because I bought gold. It's the people selling it, I think, that get banned. Because, I mean, think about it. If it's people who bought it, how many people could you screw over just by, like, going out, buying them gold, and then, telling the GM, hey, this guy's talking about buying it, he bought some gold. Yeah, their account's banned. It'd be hard to prove, I guess. I don't know.
That's a good point. Oh, Seelan says he knows somebody who got banned for buying it.
Screenshot or it didn't happen.
Lol.
Lols.
I had one other thing to mention for my weekend WoW was because I had been stripped of everything, couldn't really do anything. I decided to level fishing, and I got the World Explorer achievement. I don't know the name of it, but so now I'm Fevers the Explorer.
The Explorer. Wow, CP reference.
Yeah, that reminds me. I started doing dailies too. I started doing fishing dailies and cooking dailies, and only because you guys have been talking about it every week. We get in here and you guys are talking about how awesome it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And,
it's not awesome as in, wow, this is a great deal of excitement.
Well, yeah.
It's awesome because
The drops and
you
rewards.
get some decent stuff, and then there's that sense of completeness that you get from getting all the cooking recipes and doing all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then the other thing is you are also building up your Kirin Tor rep, and the Kirin Tor quartermaster has some good gear.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So I've been doing that, and let's see, I got maybe about 30 cooking awards, Dalaran cooking awards, or whatever they're called.
All right.
I'm gonna save up and get the hat first.
Wow, you're like the opposite of everybody in the world.
You're not going to be
Really?
able to do that. You're not going to be able to do that.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, this is the thing. You're not going to be able to level your cooking at a certain point in time, okay? And you're gonna need all those recipes
To build it up.
to build up your cooking. And don't you have to have 450 cooking to
Wait,
use
really?
the hat?
You do?
I don't know if you do or not. I think you can go ahead and get it, but a lot of people, like you said, because they want to build up their cooking, go ahead and use them for that.
Well, and that's a point. You really only need one recipe, so
Okay. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that. But
now there are, with the recipes, you do get another achievement for 160 recipes. So that's another reason to get your recipes.
Okay.
Which the Day of the Dead you can buy a recipe, but we'll talk about that later.
right. Also, an add-on that I got, the one you mentioned a couple episodes ago, lets me know. It shows a little icon next to the recipes in my cooking list, and
That you
it
need
goes
for the achievement.
Yeah, it goes towards
underachiever, I think.
Yeah, so just cooking a big list of recipes gets you this achievement. Anyway, so then the fishing one, it takes so long because my fishing was under 200, or no, it was under 300. It was 250 or something. So it took about 45 minutes to get through one of the quests, and that was fish up 10 terrorfish, I think it was, and winter grasp.
Yeah.
And I got ganked 4 or 5 times. I mean, it was not fun.
I always use my Orb of Deception in there. And I'm not sure.
Oh, that's hilarious. I have one too.
I'm not sure if I fool anybody because, I mean, they can see my name is red. I mean, they know it. But all I want to do is confuse them long enough for me to hop on my mount. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want them to land and go, huh? And then me go, bye.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I fear them or whatever, try to get away, try to run towards a camp, and have some elites, kill them or something. But one thing that really alerted me one time of getting ganked was I saw a shadow on the ground of some wings. So I'm like, there's someone above me flying. So I looked up real quick and it was gone. I'm like, where are they? And then, oh, it was scary.
I found I tried to find places that are kind of out of the way to fish there for it, and I found one where there's a tree that hangs over a waterfall, and you can actually stand on the limb of the tree and fish into the waterfall.
Oh, that's neat.
Now you can't see your bobber if it's under like the particle effects from the waterfall, but you can find it. Like if you just mouse over where around it should be, and then when you hear the sound, you can just click it.
Oh, that's
so. I don't know if I've only done it once. I didn't get ganked.
The other thing I try to do is I try to make sure I'm fishing around because if it's Terrorfish Day, there'll always be people fishing.
Yeah.
So you just go and find the other people from your side that are fishing, and that way, if anybody lands, they've got to have a couple of them, or else they're gonna bite it. My problem is, as a mage lately, I mean, my goal is pretty freaking simple. I'm gonna do a Frost Nova, and lock them in place, and then try to get away. But the problem is everybody who attacks me starts off with a stun of some kind, and I'm totally made of paper. And by the time I'm able to do anything, I'm dead. If anybody attacks me, I'm dead, and it sucks.
Well, one thing is I fish and prot. Like I'll hit that defense stance, and I don't have any tanking gear, but if I did, I'm gonna get some tanking gear when I get 80. But if I had some tanking gear, I would have worn that too, and it gives me a few more seconds to do something.
Yeah.
What I do, and this actually works. Like I'm not just trying to be funny and sarcastic, but because I play a female blood elf, I just put on the Santa outfit. There's a couple times where I landed in a group of like 5 Alliance characters, and they just like slash flirt the whole time. They never even touched me.
And I wonder if half of them just think you're human or something.
No, I don't. Like you guys were saying before, the name's red and all that.
But you're just so hot as a
Well,
blood elf.
it's a bunch of little kids playing.
Nice. Let's see. We've been talking about our weeks for like hours now.
Yeah, I'm thinking we might just change this podcast to Weeks in WoW.
Our weeks.
Weeks of WoW.
I mean, it's...
And then we just don't talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Except for our weeks off.
Yeah.
We could enter, do everything we go past and talk about in our weeks of as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's food for thought.
Well, tell us about this Day of the Dead.
Well,
I don't know anything about it.
It's really just one of these short holidays. It's only 2 days. There's one achievement, and you get it for dancing with Katrina or whatever her name is. It's something like that.
Hurricane?
It's at each.
Oh,
too soon.
that,
Too soon.
that was wrong.
At each camp outside the major cities where you respawn, there'll be a couple NPCs. One sells some items. If you use some of these items, you'll actually see spirits. One of the spirits will have a quest for you. Now, what I found out today was that you might have to be at your home city, because I was at Ogremar as a Tauren, and I could never see the quest person until I went to Thunderbluff.
Yeah.
And the quest is pretty simple. It's to basically buy the recipe, or you could probably you can trade the bread, but basically you make bread that you give to the guy, and you get a pet, a really cool pet that goes away after the event. And even worse, it's like a marionette of like a Day of the Dead person.
Awesome.
It's like a little skeleton with a sombrero and maracas.
Oh, sweet.
It's awesome. The even worse part about it is it doesn't go into your book. So if you use mods or add-ons like Mountiful that automatically summon pets for you whenever you move, it won't summon it because it's not in your book. So, and then even when you try to summon it, when you move, your add-on will summon a different pet. So,
but why does it go away? I don't get
that either.
They should have something that is everlasting. You know, if they have a big world event, you should be able to walk away with a souvenir and say, "Hey, I was a part of that world event."
Yeah.
Every world event has something that's permanent.
Well, the good news is it evidently does count for a pet for the achievement where you get numbers of pets.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my guildie said.
That's kind of good if you haven't reached it already.
I have not.
One other good thing about the Day of the Dead is the recipe you buy counts towards your 160, and they did not. I was worried they'd increase the number to 161, but they didn't. It's still 160, so now I'm one recipe away, which I'm just going to wait for Thanksgiving because there's like 5 more recipes we get through there, and if they don't up it, then I think a lot of people will bump that one. But besides that, there's really nothing else to this holiday. It's just celebrating Day of the Dead.
So how long is it going to take me to do everything?
5 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, seriously,
if you walk up with some flour and some milk, 3 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So
you walk up, dance with one lady, you walk to a merchant, you buy one item that will then you click it, it shows spirits, you get your quest. If you already have the bread, you turn in the quest, and you're done.
Yeah. If you have someone give you the bread, 1 minute.
All right. Sweet. I dig it. Anything else here?
No, Mr. Eagle, you need to go to Undercity.
What's that? What's he asking there?
He's undead. You don't do it in Brill, you do it in Undercity.
Yes. Do you want to put the other discussions on another episode and call this puppy done?
We could do that.
Since we're kind of running late, we need to do another show after this.
This is like a stupid, like David Letterman or some kind of trick. Like, yeah, we'll get to that next time, and then we never talk about that secondary discussion.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
we do have a listener contribution.
Oh, listener contribution?
A new one? This is from last week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We don't have any listener contributions.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, if you've got them, all you got to do is send them to wowwow@deadworkers.com.
I was listening. I've been listening to DDO Cast.
Is it wow@deadworkers.com? I think it is.
It's wow@deadworkers.com.
Yeah. I've been listening to DDO Cast, and they have like 5 regular contributors that send in like 15-minute segments each week.
Wow. That's a
Ow.
long show.
No, I mean it's all good stuff.
Right.
That's my point. Is that they've got like a full staff of contributors. We need that.
We need another Johnny Napalm for this show. Yeah, something.
Mr. Eagle, get on that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. I hope I'm gonna hit level 80. I guess probably before maybe next episode. I don't know.
We'll see.
If
We'll
anything,
see.
I'll be 89. I mean 79.
Well, let's wrap this up. We got a studio guest in the house.
Okay.
In the
So
hizzle.
we will see you guys next week. Remember to leave us some iTunes reviews. Visit us on Twitter. Hit deadworkers.com/live every Sunday.
That's right.
And that's about
Yeah.
eats.
Shut
There you go. Peace.